All right, everybody. I am sorry I did not film this action. You can see what I've done. I was, um, I flushed and bled the brake system, and I may end up doing it again because my brake fluid was still brown. But man, did my brakes work better after that? So this was a 3/8 inch connection here. I broke that loose and it dripped a little bit. I have my one-man brake clean brake the set here. It didn't work because as soon as I had loosened this enough for the brake fluid to flow, it was actually leaking from here. So I needed to man this while someone was pushing on the brake. I needed a two-man operation. Basically, and the tubes that came with this kit weren't the appropriate size for any of the bleeders. So I actually used some of the tubing that was left over from the return lines. I fixed that there and unscrewed that and had somebody push on the brake, and I got about a pint of really black stuff out, and then it started to get kind of light brown and then almost clear. And then at that point, with the hose attached, I attached the other end of the hose to my little tube here and filled the tube up to about there, so that the dip tube in there was into the brake fluid, so that when my wife and kids let off the brake, then I wasn't sucking air back in because this dip tube was into the container. And then so two brake pedals full of brake fluid that brought it up to about here. And then on the third one, I just had this, I had my finger on this. I was holding it about hand tight. And as they were slowly pressing down, I slowly hand tightened that, pulled the tube, and then got my 3/8 wrench out and tightened that down. You'll not be able to fit a long socket on this one. You'll have to use an open face 3/8. And then as you go, and you have to do the longest one first. Brake systems on the driver's side front, so obviously passenger side rear is our longest run. And then I brought my apparatus over to the driver's side rear, and then passenger side front and driver's side front. Now, when I went up to the driver's side, we're no longer dealing with drums. We're now dealing with calipers. So, on the calipers, our bleeder is 10 times easier to get to. And yeah, I see my little bit of fluid. I'm obviously going to be checking these like a hawk over the next couple of days, making sure they stay dry, tighten them back up if I need to. But yeah, that's where it is on the caliper. Yeah, the biggest thing is don't get any air in the system. If you do get air in the system, you will I mean, if you get the right kind of air in the right place, then some wheels will work and some won't, so you'll feel a pull to the left or the right. But 9 times out of 10, in my experience, is your brakes just feel like you can throw them to the ground before you have anything. My experience was quite different. I was able to make the brakes, that was my first little burp. So success. Just saved myself about $200. Well, minus $20 worth of brake fluid, but yeah, it worked out. Sorry I didn't film it. Hopefully that explanation helps, but using two people, two hands, there was no way to film this as it stands. With a different setup maybe. Thanks.